And now,
introducing the one, the only.
Let me introduce to you
lively talk with successful people, barely filtered. This is the Jenna Ben Show.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Jenna Ben Show, guys. I'm your host, Jenna Ben-Ami, and I don't know if you're ready for this one. My guest today is number 2 women's strawweight, number 6 on the pound for pound list. She's got an MMA record of 16-4 and a kickboxing record of 27-3. Former UFC Strawweight Champion with 5 successful title defenses. Welcome, Joanna Jedrzejczyk. How are you?
Hey, I'm very good. Thank you for having me on the show. Actually, there is more kickboxing fights. I did almost 100 fights in Muay Thai, kickboxing, and boxing. It's been 17 years. I've been in this business. The time flies so fast. So guys, catch every single day, every single moment, of your life.
God, I can't believe how much experience you have, and I'm so excited to dive into your story. I just started. You are the 3rd female UFC fighter I've had on the show. It was a very easy transition for me to get into the men because of my contacts who set them up for me. But I'm like, I want to get these badasses on and hear your story and kind of, inspire the female demographic.
Happy to be here and tell my story. I'm about to release my 2nd biography book in Poland. There is a movie coming out, a big HBO production documentary about me. They've been collecting videos for the last 4 or 5 years. So finally it's happening. So 2021 is going to be a big year for me personally and business-wise. So many things, but I love to tell people my story, because very often people think that we are only an athletes, we are only fighters, that we only know how to beat each other, but it isn't true. We all have families, passions, hobbies, jobs. We do so many businesses. For example, in May, I graduated my 3rd studies. I'm about to do another studies. My big dream is to graduate MBA in Poland and maybe be a minister of the sport one day. So, but there is so many things going on behind, and I'm this kind of person who is not only willing to put on work, but I always put on work. I'm always putting on actual work.
Yeah, and you put on a great show too.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want people to hear the story, and I want people to know more about Joanna Jedrzejczyk, JJ, about more about me as a human or woman than an athlete. This they can see, and very often they see me in like ponytail, violent, aggressive. This is what I do for a living. I beat people for a living. I beat people for money, but there is so many things going on behind. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Okay. But first, tell us, you're in Florida right now, right?
Yes, I'm back to Florida. 4 years ago, I decided to move to American Top Team in Florida. I'm very blessed and thankful for people I have here in Florida. Mikey Brown, the former WEC champion, super coach, Katel Kubis. There's so many people around me, so many champions. Amanda Nunes, who is like the GOAT of female MMA right now, and there is so many great athletes. Georgie Masvidal, Dustin Poirier, like so many people. The American Top Team headquartered down here in Florida is like a house of champions, and I'm so blessed to be here. And like I said, time flies so fast. It's been 4 years I moved to Florida, so I share my life between Poland and the States. I do my camps here, but for example, in 2017, I spent almost 7 months here in Florida. Last 8 months I spent in Poland. My last fight was in March. I was back to Poland, and because of the COVID situation, I couldn't get back to the States. But finally, I'm here. Super happy that I'm back to training with my coaches and teammates. It's a little bit different, but soon I will go back home for Christmas. It's very important time in Poland. It's a big tradition in Poland to be with the family with the families at the table during Christmas Eve. So, but I'm happy to get some training and just, make some plans for 2021.
Yes. Oh God, there's so much I want to know. Okay.
Yeah.
How is COVID out there real quick? Because I'm here in Los Angeles and it is like they shut down
Oh,
dining. I mean, they're telling people
yeah.
not to even celebrate really. I mean,
Yeah, same in Poland. Same in Poland. Like now I can tell you both what's happening in Europe and in the States, and it's very similar, And but there was a big lockdown in Poland in March and April. We're having another lockdown right now. They don't want us to travel to see families, and like we should be patient. We should be calm. We should be wearing masks, wash hands, using hand sanitizers. I feel like COVID. We all have to go through it, and but we have to protect ourselves and take care of the people who are uh, who are not that healthy. Maybe they are not that
yeah.
strong. Their immune system is not that strong, and they might even die. So let's wear masks when we are around the other people, and yeah, it's difficult, but we still have to be patient and take it really, really serious.
Mm. I love to see a strong woman who is kind of defying the odds, like you look beautiful, you're so cute, you're
Oh,
feminine,
thank
but
you.
you're also this badass and you're a businesswoman and you're charming. I mean, how are you not like married at this point, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we will get into that, but very often I have to. I don't like to fight with the stereotypes. How you say it?
Yeah.
Stereotypes.
Stereotypes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but somehow I have to do it, and in the 21st century there is no jobs or hobbies for men or women, like 21st century is like it's so open,
Hmm.
technology is growing so fast, medicine and everything, and you can be who you want to be. Doesn't matter who you are, what color is your skin, what your religion you believe in, and where you're from. I'm living my American dream, and since I was a little girl it was my big dream to be different, and even if sometimes people call me this or that, I'm like, but I'm different, I don't have to work from 8 to 4. I'm different, so
Yeah.
being called out like weirdo or original, it means good,
Okay.
and that's the thing. And I'm not okay. Martial arts, we have more male fighters than female fighters,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like it's only men's word, because like you said, I feel 100% woman, and I'm in this like sport uh, dominated by men, but I can still feel 100% woman, and I wish it to another girls. Like I love soccer so much. It's
Mm.
such a European thing. Like, but the girls, the female soccer team from the United States, these girls are. These ladies are world champions, and I'm super proud. And like, that's the thing. When you think about MMA, when you think about MMA or soccer, you see guys, tough guys.
Yeah.
No, it's for all of us. The world
Yeah.
is open to do anything you want to do in your life, and doesn't matter who you are, what your gender is.
God, you're so strong up here. And I'm like, I love picking
No, but
apart.
I'm scared of like spiders. I don't watch horror movies because I'm scared. Hey, girl, I moved to my new house and I lock my bedroom. I have like a small baseball and I have like a remote control. So if I press the button, the security guy's gonna be there in like 5-10 minutes, But I'm scared to death. But I feel like I'm really strong here because I know who I am and I know what I want. The problem with people, and especially with women, is that they don't know what they want. And sometimes I say no because I want to say no. No, you have to have a reason to say no or say yes. Life is simple. And we women are like, we always make these problems so big. But there are people with bigger problems. And that's the thing. We should appreciate everything we have and who we are, and be thankful and grateful because there can be always worst, you know, and there are people who have worse life than we do, you know. But
Yeah.
I made it from nothing to something, no, not from zero to hero, from nothing to something. I had to struggle so much to get to the point where I want to be, but I want to approach even more in my life. But I know I have to put on work. And for so many years I used to say that the hard work brought me here to the top as an athlete, former UFC champion, businesswoman. But it was discipline. After so many years I realized it was discipline what keeps me going. Yeah, because when you discipline enough, you put on work, you know what you have to do, you do the more important things as and first, and you just reach the top every time. When you visualize, when you want to get it, you just get it. If you will sacrifice and discipline enough to do it. Like I said, it's not about only willing to put on work, it's on putting on actual work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, take us back to when you were a little girl. Were you always this powerhouse and you were like, I'm gonna go for it?
I was like this. And I'm twin. I have twin sister.
Yeah.
I'm older. We have an older sister. She's 6 years older. So I'm twin and I'm 25 minutes older. That's a big difference for twins. But my twin sister is an accountant. She's such a calm, such a quiet girl. And I took all the character, you know. People always tell that I have more charisma than she does. But I was always taking care of us. And I was like always very emotional, sensitive person. I'm very proud of being a Cancer Fighters Foundation, but my sister is an accountant. She does my like she does
bookkeeping.
Yeah, and very often she's like, girl, you have to stop sending money to these people, because I was like, I always want to help people, you know.
Yeah.
And but I was always very like strong character, you know. I always wanted to stand my ground, and I believe that the truth will always show up, you know what I mean. Like if you stand the ground for the right things, right people we always get back, you know. I believe in karma somehow. But when I was a little girl, I was always like full of energy. Till now I'm always doing things. I want people to do things and change their lives every single day. But when I was a little girl, I was a little bit more chubby. I was always into the sport, but I didn't know I was going to be professional athlete because my parents didn't push me into the sport. They let me try things, different things, but it was never, hey kid, maybe you're gonna be a Muay Thai champion one day, or MMA champion, or basketball player. When I was younger, I used to play so many sports in the different disciplines. So my physical education teacher always wanted me to represent school in different sports, but I was chubby, and when I was like 15, 16, I was pumped with girl, and I was like, no, you can't be an athlete. Look at you, you know. But one day I joined Muay Thai class and I fell in love. I didn't fall in love with ass kicking and beating people. Somehow you have to love it, you know. But it's all about challenging yourself. It's all about competing. I love to compete. Even if I play Monopoly, I compete, girl, you know. I compete in everything I do in my life. So I feel that I always had this something inside me, and here we go after so many years. So 3 months after I started training Muay Thai, I lost 20 pounds. Wow. And I won some competition, and I was like, I want to do this in my life. And my parents, when they heard about it, they were like, girl, you can't, girls can't fight. I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. So I was training more. And what I fell in love is that I was challenging myself every day. And this is what I do till today. And it was all about putting yourself on the edge and decide if you want to be better than your colleagues who were giving up. I was always like, I'm tired physically, mentally. I don't know if I can do one more push-up. But I was like, hey, let's try. Wow. And I was always like this till now. And I remember my comeback after I lost the belt in 2017, and I remember my before my second fight with Rose, before the rematch, I was like falling down. I didn't have like energy because I was like training and training and training. I was like down on my knees, and I was like, girl, you wanna make your dreams to come alive? Stand up and fight and finish this training. And I was always like this, I never give up. And when it's end for another people, it's just beginning for me.
Wow, I love that.
But
And
yeah,
God,
but
you need to be
yeah,
like a motivational speaker or
yeah,
something.
no, maybe one day,
Yeah.
because very often when I talk to people or I have some meetings, people are like, you talk like a coach, like
Yeah.
a mental coach, but it's inside me. I don't use mental coaches, it's inside me, because it's not about dreaming, having a dreams. You have to help your dreams. You have to help the luck to make it happen. And I remember when I was like in the middle of my fighting career. There was no money. I was broken, and my brother-in-law, that time he was a boyfriend of my twin sister. I told him, man, one day I will buy houses, I will buy cars, I will make a living of it. And he was like looking at me like, I wish you're the best. And that time I remember, like, I was like 22. I didn't have my car. I was investing myself into going like to Thailand to train with the best, to win competition. And that time I knew that I had a dream. I I I I I was strong. I had my dreams, goals, and I knew I had two hands to work really hard and make it happen. And here we go after so many years, living my best life. And I remember Connor, he said the same. He was double champ, cage warrior champ. He was living out of the government money. He said, one day I will make living of it. I will be the fucking famous guy. And he made it. And it's all here. There is so many great athletes, very talented people, but they don't make it to the top. Why? Because they give up when we injured, when we feel bad, when we broken. It's just a test. How much you want your dreams to become alive? It's simple, guys. We make our lives so difficult, but life is simple, and life is all about simple things.
God, you are very much like the female Conor McGregor. When you speak,
No,
people
somehow,
listen, you have great energy.
because we always back it up. It's not only like people think that we arrogant, that we are narcissistic. No, we just work hard, and we were
Yeah.
there. We were there. We're not afraid of losing. We're not afraid of getting to the top again. We are not afraid because we were there. I'm like, I was in the same spot as like another girl from the street right now, who is thinking like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm too broken. I'm too sad. I'm too weak. No, you can do it. If you want, you can do it. And people don't very often, they don't know these stories. But yeah, I had a dream, and when I was a little girl, I had a big dream to come to the United States. And when I close my eyes, I see New York. And I had an uncle in New York that time. But for me, it was like, no, you going to the States? That's so far. It's so expensive. After so many years, I share my life between Poland and Florida, and I'm living my my life, my American dream. Winning or losing, I'm living my American dream.
Yeah, and you're killing it on the business front, which is, my background is I was working on a PhD in psychology but many years
That's
ago. I didn't
nice.
finish it, but it was, it trained my mind to like
Of
dissect
course,
people, and then also, I was a COO for a real estate company, and I worked in business a lot. So
I
my
love it.
mind is like, I'm always curious to see how things play out, and I love to see fighters especially take what you have, your platform, and turn it into a business. And you're doing it. I mean, you have an
Yeah, I'm
incredible
doing.
story.
Yeah, I used to work at the grocery store of my parents when I was the UFC champion, and since I was a little girl, I used to work. I'm this kind of person who likes money, and what I teach kids, young kids, because very often people say, "No, money are bad." No, money are good if you work for it. Money gives you opportunities. You can do more, you can travel, you can invest, you can study, you can do courses, you can do so many things with money. If you invest yourself, if you invest money in yourself, in education, it's good. But we have to work to make money, to have better life. I want to have fancy bag, Louis Vuitton or Gucci bag. Work for it. It's possible. Everything and anything is possible. And when I was 8 years old, my parents had a store. You know what I used to do? I used to like put a Christmas costume and give candies to people. And my father used to pay me money. When I was 12 years old, I used to cycle to the place where I got newspaper and sell newspaper for little money. I was making like $3 a day, but I had to wake up at 4 o'clock. That's why I'm here today, because I used to work at the grocery store and make like, I don't know, $250, $100 a month. It was like nothing after making like a few millions, you know. I'm like, it was nothing, but I was always hungry. I always wanted to do things. If I wanted to have an iPhone, I had to make money to buy this, you know. If I wanted to have my first Nike, I had to work my ass hard to get it, you know. That's why I respect money. And I tell kids this, like, if you work hard, if you want to have something, work for it. It's not about complaining and jealousy. You can be jealous and just complain. Oh, she has, I don't have.
Right.
Work your ass hard and get there. So I know what does it mean to work hard for little money, and I know what does it mean to work even harder for big money. And that's why I respect money, and I'm very smart and clever girl with spending my money, you know, the things I buy, the money I spend on. I invest my money in real estate. You told me about real estate, that you were CEO. And you know, I invest my money smart in real estate in Poland, maybe here in the States as well. But I'm about to open my foundation. I have a wallet of very good sponsors who I'm working with. So for so many years already, we making so many projects for kids. But I also work on my social media. I remember 8 years ago, people were saying, "Don't be focused on Instagram." Now I have 1.8 million followers, and I'm making money of it. But I also built the platform, you know, but I was willing to put on work, and I put on that work. And I graduated third studies because and I know that I want to do MBA studies, because one day I want to be a good manager and good minister of a sport. And I even if it's going to happen in 5-10 years, I'm already putting on work to make to the point where I want to be. I just, you know, when you're famous, people like they throw an idea and you give the name and you open the business. I'm not this kind of person. If I want to have some business, first I have to learn about this business and know more about this business. I don't want to give people my only my name. If I recommend something on my social media, it's not that they only pay me. I use it first, I test it, and if I like it, I can give it to my followers. So I always build my personal and business relations on trust. I'm always
There's integrity
honest,
there.
you know?
There's you support the product. You have to believe in it in order to promote it.
That's the thing, and being honest is the best thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you are so good at interviews and talking, and you're so charismatic. We are not going to get through even a third, but it's okay, because you're welcome to come back on anytime.
Oh, sure, I will. But you know, like,
okay.
for example, you had a chance to talk to my manager, Jennifer Goldstein. You know, I love her so much, and I want to be like her one day. She's a lawyer. She's a great manager as well, you know. But first of all, she's a great woman, you know, great human being, and I want to be like her one day, you know. And she's very big inspiration to me. And you know, I'm 33, but in 10 years I will be 43, and I know who I want to be in 10 years. That's the good thing. But I have so many ideas. I just wanna work.
I love it. And Jennifer is wonderful. I met her actually through Markel, and and she makes it so easy. It's like we're instant besties, you know.
She does. But she's so good. She's always like this. in personal relationship or business, you know. She's great. She's great. Being a good human, you know, means you good businesswoman as well, you know, or businessman.
Yes,
You know, that's the
that's
thing.
exactly it. Character spreads across
Yeah.
every department. Yeah. Okay, I want to fast forward a little bit. We talked about you being a kid, but now it's so funny that your parents are like, girls can't do that. And then here you are entering the UFC in July of
Yeah.
2014. So I always ask fighters, how did you get your contract?
You know what? That's the funny story, because 5 months before the UFC, I wanted to quit. Actually, I quit martial arts. So for so many years, I was Muay Thai competitor. I was 5 times European Muay Thai champion, 5 times world Muay Thai champion. And in 2012, I made this decision about making transition into the MMA. So I had a big name in Muay Thai, but there was no money. People didn't want to pay girls. Even I was the world champion, decorated athlete.
Wow.
And I decided to do MMA. So I remember the beginning, you know, it was so hard. People submitted me like 20 times at the every training session. And I got so frustrated, and I was like, I'm the world Muay Thai champion, and people submitting me like I'm nothing. But then I was like, girl, it's something new. You think you're gonna touch something and you're gonna make it go? No, stay calm and work. And I love jiu-jitsu right now. I would like to compete in jiu-jitsu one day, and I made it. But there was no fights, so I was broken, and then I did few fights. There was no money, and I was like, okay, I was the world champion. I made this decision about going into the MMA, and nothing there, you know. And I wanted to quit, and I was about to sell printers. I wanted to quit sport and just sell printers, and I was like, God, I don't want to do this. Give me one more chance, please. And then I got an offer to fight. So I won. And 2 weeks after the fight, someone asked me to fight Rosie Sexton, the former bantamweight fighter from the UFC. And my manager was like, girl, you're not taking this fight. You're not going to make it to the UFC. This girl is so strong. You might lose the fight. My coaches were like, no, we're not taking this fight. But I'm like, guys, I'm taking this fight. A month after, like 2 weeks after I fought, so I had 2 weeks to refresh and go and fight in England. And I'm like, I'm taking this fight, I'm winning this fight, and I'm going into the UFC. They're gonna call me after this fight. So I went there, I knocked Rosie Sexton out in the second round. People were like, who is this girl? 2 days later, Sean Shelby called me and offered me the fight. So in 3 months, I did 3 fights in like UFC debut with the UFC debut in, you know. So
Yeah.
and my life got changed. And if I gave up, guys, and like after like 12 years of training, I was like, how much longer? So I
Yeah.
always tell people, because people ask me how much longer I have to wait to make my dreams come alive or reach my goals. Work, don't lose your hope, because hope should die as an last, but it never dies, guys. So I was like, and it just happened, you know. After my UFC debut, 3 months later, I had second UFC fight. I became the challenger, and 6 months later, I won the UFC belt. My life got changed, you know, from nothing to
Insane.
something. So I always say people like, guys, work hard and wait for it. If you love doing something, keep on doing this. I know we get frustrated very often. Take a break, but don't stop. You can slow down, but never stop. Because if you stop, you make step back. But we want to keep on moving forward.
That's
It's like
so
this, you know.
interesting. You
It
know, I've
is.
had like I can think of so many fighters because I ask everyone this question. Cynthia Calvillo came on and she was going to quit in 3 weeks. She said,
Yeah.
by the time I'm 30,
Yeah.
if I don't get into the UFC, I'm out. She's working at the Cheesecake Factory as a busser, not
Yeah.
even a waiter, right?
Same.
And she's
Same.
hating her
Yeah.
life and her car's breaking down and everything is just, it's
Girl,
horrible.
my twin sister had like car when she was like 18, 19. I had to borrow car from my parents. It was like old Honda Civic. I had 3 bags in my car because I was waking up at 4, 5 a.m. I was working at the store, doing 2 training sessions a day, studying every weekend. One there was a time I was studying like two different. I was like two different studies, you know.
Like
So
two different
I had
degrees?
two different degrees. So
Uh-huh.
it was crazy. So I had 3 bags.
Wow.
One was for morning workout. The second bag was for the evening workout, and the third bag was like a regular clothing because I was enjoying my life. I was 18, 19, 20, but I smelled bad because of the veggies from the store, you know. Like, so I feel Cynthia Calvillo, but you know, we made it, and you can do it. We just normal people, you know. Even people think that we are superheroes. I'm happy, you know, that I can be a role model for
Yeah.
someone, you know. But we are normal people. We had dreams. We had only dreams, you know.
You had dreams, you had talent, and a little bit of luck. That's what it takes, right?
Yes, but we have to help the luck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah, it's not
to
just going to
to
find you.
Yes, yeah, it's like a seed, you know. We have to take care of the luck, you know, to make it bigger, to let it grow and spread.
Yeah, oh, I love it. Okay, so you had a 8 fight win streak before. I mean, I
Yes.
always talk about the win streaks because I think it does something up here. Does it, like, it affects you psychologically, you know, right? When
Oh,
you're winning, you're doing good.
yeah.
It gives you that power.
I was I was scared of losing, you know. I was scared of losing because especially I was not
Interesting.
I did almost, like I told you, I did almost 100 fights in Muay Thai, kickboxing, and boxing, but I lost maybe like 4 or 5 fights, and sometimes I won the fight, but they gave it to someone else. So I was scared of losing. I was undefeated, and I always wanted to retire as undefeated and as new UFC champion. But you know what? We always scared of things which we don't know. After
Yes.
I lost, I was like crying in the locker room, but then I was like, hey, does it hurt? The knockout never hurt, you know,
Right.
but it didn't hurt. So I answer myself like, you lost. Does it hurt physically, mentally? Maybe here on my soul, like athlete soul, on my heart, it hurts till now, but somehow it does not. So let's just keep on moving, you know, pick the
Mm,
gloves and go for it. So I was scared of losing, but not anymore. And
mhm.
before I stepped into the octagon, I'm always like, girl, doesn't matter if you win or lose, go there and do your best. Show people who you really are. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have this feisty side of you. I was at UFC 244 when
I'm
you were
always feisty. I'm always feisty.
at the face-offs with Zhang Wei
Yeah.
Li, and you were like, I wanted to ask you about this actually, because there's a little bit, it's like you understand the power of the psyche and you're telling her, you
Yeah.
will lose, I will break you. And that reminds me of Boss Rutan and Frank Shamrock. Now, they're good friends of mine. They've been on the show, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Frank learned from Boss. Boss used to talk to Frank in the middle of their fights, and he used to say the most ridiculous things and things to break Frank. And Frank was like, wait a minute, this is really good. I'm going to start doing that. And so Frank would talk to his opponents and psych them out and make crazy faces. And, and this is actually Frank Shamrock's third championship belt from the UFC. So he's
Yeah.
been a huge inspiration for me, and I love the psychological aspect of fighting.
You know what? I hate it because people are like, man, she's trying to be like Connor, female Connor. I was like this back in the day. I was like this before, you know.
It's who you
And
are.
even when I was competing in Muay Thai, and you know, it's trash talking. Yes, it is. But I never tell my like opponents like you this or that. I always say like, hey, I'm not gonna, I will back it up. I'm tough. I'm strong. I'm fast. I've been working
Yeah.
so hard. Let's have a good fight. I will show you that I'm the best and I want to win and I will do my best to win this fight and I will, you will going to have a big trouble beating me up, you know, and that's the thing. And this is what I tell my opponents. And very often people, oh, it was too much. I was like, what was too much? I didn't say she's B, this, that. I never call people, you know, what I mean, bad names, but because of the amount of work I put into every camp, I build my
Yeah.
confidence, you know, and I know who I am because I know how hard I work. And very often people are trying to be arrogant, but and they are not even confident because they are lazy to put on work, and that's their problem, you know. But I always back it up. I always put on hell of a performance and hell of a fights.
Do you ever talk to your opponents in the cage and say things to them like, I'm going to beat you or you suck or whatever?
No, never. I never do that. But I love looking into their eyes, you know. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So, okay, we see kind of what the media puts out there with your relationship with other fighters. Claudia Gadelha, I know her, I met her. She's been sweet to me, but you guys have a little beef, and I don't know, are you cool now, or are you just like, she's not someone you really want to deal with?
There's few people I don't want to talk about. Let's not talk about Claudia Gadelha. We have so many different topics to talk about, but
okay.
But no, I don't need it. She was pain in the ass.
Okay. All right. Sometimes people just don't vibe. I get it.
Yeah, that's it. She was complaining that she didn't get the win in our first fight, and she didn't get the title shot. But I was the champ for a reason, and I beat her again. Maybe she won the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, like her athletes, her fighters won, but I beat her in the final pretty bad. So there's nothing to talk about. Everything is like behind us, and I wish Claudia Gadelha all the best.
All right. Okay, you have broken a lot of records as a female in the sport, and I love that it's coming from someone as charismatic and driven as you, because you're able to really back up everything that you're doing and truly inspire people. I've noticed that you've never been submitted, and I always find that interesting because when that happens, I feel like there's a certain fire in a fighter. Like, no, you will not submit me. You may not be able to control getting knocked out, but you can control being submitted, maybe.
You can, because if you do the mistake A, if you do the mistake B, you finally make the mistake number 3, C, and you tap. And I'm always trying to avoid it. And I love jiu-jitsu, and I love proving people that people know I'm a striker, decorated striker, but they don't know I work really hard on my grappling, and I love to prove them wrong. And very often, even during practice or during the fight, I let them maybe not take me down because it's stupid, but I like to get them and work with them on the fence, on the cage. I like to have my back and like work them and show them who is better. And actually, like Michelle Watterson a year ago, she took my back 2 times in the fight, but I was super calm, like taking her hand, defending myself. I was like, oh, easy. So yeah, it's like this. You can control the knockout, somehow the submission, you can avoid it somehow, but it's a fight. We're fighting for the best MMA organization in the world. It's the top of the league.
Yes. So you have all these business ventures, you're studying. How many fights on average a year would you like to fight ideally? What's your perfect number?
I don't know. I was like, I have so many fans, and they waiting on me to compete again. And I've been competing a lot. There was a time I was like fighting every 3 months, 2-3 times a year. But now I want to take the time, I want to fight once a year, maybe twice a year. I'm just getting older, and I feel like my body is changing, and it's not easy to make 115, but I'm doing it, and I'm very blessed with UFC Performance Institute, Clean, and other people working, and there's knowledge is so big, and they are so helpful. But so I don't know. I just want to train, learn, evolve, and just I'm focused on getting better, and I don't want to fight that often as I used to.
Mm-hmm. Do you have your eyes on anyone?
Of course, eyes on prize, only the champion, and I will be, like people will say that I have to get back in line or whatever. I lost, and I beat some fighters, and I got the title shot again. But after my last fight, I lost, and that's the thing. Sometimes you don't have to take the first place to win. more than the champ, and I did in my last fight. And I'm very thankful to all of my friends from all over the world, around the globe, and UFC. But you know, I'm very proud of myself, my team, how we show up in this fight, and it was very close. This
Yes.
decision would go either way, and I want to fight for the belt. So only belt. I got some offers, but UFC promised me to fight for the belt after my last fight, so I'm just taking my spot and waiting. And like I said, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, and I don't have to prove it that I'm the next challenger, because after the fight I put on with Willy Zhang, I'm the next challenger, and I know that the Rose Namajunas will be fighting for the belt as the next. I'm just taking my time, waiting.
Mm.
I'm here waiting, even if it's gonna take 6 months, 10, 12, 24 months. I'm here. I don't have to fight again to prove that I'm the next challenger. I just sit and wait. I'm at this moment of my fighting career, you know. I don't have to prove it, and I don't have to take this fight only to make money, or, like I said, prove it, or take the rest from me. No, I know who I am. I will keep on training hard and wait for my shot.
You know what I love is talking to some people in the
I'm
industry.
busy. I'm busy. I was like last 8 months I spent home in Poland, but I'm busy. I did so many things around, businesses, like stuff. I'm just waiting, you know. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting.
You're being
I'm busy. I'm
strategic.
busy.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
So many people in the industry have referred to your fight, your last fight, as possibly the greatest fight of all time. And I'm like, I'm talking to agents and managers. I talk to a lot of people in the industry, and it's just like,
Yep.
wow, that is like
Quality.
huge.
JJ is quality, you know. It's
Yeah.
not only one of the best. What I love hearing, it's not only one of the best female fights all the time, but of all times, but
Of all time. Yeah.
without female or male. Like, I
Yeah.
love it.
Well,
I
that's
love
what
it.
this particular manager that I'm buds with said.
And
And he was like,
yeah,
people don't give them credit just because they're female, but he's like, that could potentially
uh,
be the best fight of all time. And I was like, yes.
it is. So I always, I always want to be remembered. I always wanted to be remembered as one of the greatest athletes from Poland, fighters, and it's happening. It's happening.
Every time I interview someone from another country, there's so much love and pride and just this feeling of wanting to do right by your country and represent them. And Americans don't really like talk about it like that, but like Merab Dvalishvili was just on, and he's representing Georgia, the country.
Yeah.
And I recently posted his interview, and every, like, all of his people are like, yeah, go Merab. And like, I'm sure the same thing is going to happen, with people from Poland when I post your interview. And I think that's so beautiful. You have this,
I'm
like,
always like, you see
support.
me carrying the cross, carrying the flag, and this is who I am. I love. I don't wear masks. I'm always honest, and this is what I expect from people. When I pray, I pray to God, please God save me from stupid people, because I want only honest people in my life, and I prefer to hear something really like honest and hard than bullshit, and I love my country, and even after I moved to American top team, I'm always representing Poland, Olsztyn, my town, and yes, super, super proud of being Polish. But the love I'm getting here, like around the globe, UFC is global, but I love to fight here in the States. The audience, the atmosphere, like the people, they're amazing. Like so many Polish people coming into the shows, but I know so many people from America, they always bring Polish flags. They support me even when I'm facing the champ, even when I'm the challenger. I'm underdog. I love putting on show, and I always want to give to my fans what they coming for. There is no sport, any sport, without fans. So fans, thank you so much.
Yes. So, what's interesting is you have not had the opportunity to fight without an audience yet because of COVID.
And I know that.
And you
That's why I'm
probably
also.
won't.
I want, and I'm just waiting. So what I'm hearing, that the show in January 23rd. Dustin Poirier, my teammate, Conor McGregor, and I'm hearing rumors about another big fight. You know, it might be the first show with audience. Let's see. You know, definitely I would like to go and be a special guest, meet fans, and feel the atmosphere again. But I won't fight without audience. And I interact with my fans a lot, and I feel extra energy from people, and you can see it before every fight. You know?
What is your style of communication from your corner? Some people like it where they're like aggressive and they're like, you know, they're kind of being hard, or supportive
Yeah.
or sweet. What's your style?
No. They have to be loud and tell what they see. You know, you can have a good plan for the fight, but you have to take the fight second by second. You know, and this is
Yeah.
we communicate very well, me and my coaches. So yeah, I have a very good corner. Man.
Okay, so occasionally I do a segment called Dating in LA, and you know, it's a struggle because like everyone's single these days. People are getting married later. Everyone's on the
You
apps,
know,
especially with COVID.
yeah, and I hate it. And I tell you something. Back in a day when we were younger, we didn't have money, or where there was no like TK Maxx, TJ Maxx,
Yeah.
stores, Louis Vuitton, or Gucci, or H&M, or Zara. We couldn't go to the store and buy another t-shirt. Today it's so easy. When your t-shirt is broken, you don't fix it. You just go and buy new one. And same what people do. They get used to so much, and they don't try to fix the relationships. You know, I'm talking about the couples, friendships, the family. You know, I'm very family person, and I always try to fix, even if it's not like right for me. Sometimes I'm trying to fix it, you know, because at the end, uh, all the money you have, the goods you have, the fancy life, it's nothing. You know, the people will stay. And always, like, you can go to Maldives, you can go to Machu Picchu, you can go to to Mexico, to Tulum, and you might feel great. But if there is no people you really love, and the people who love you, you're not gonna feel great. You know, people are making the places. So I'm always
Yeah.
fighting for the other person, and I believe in people so much. This is what I like. What I realized, that it's too easy now. You go, you buy new shirt, and same with people. We like, yeah, I don't like you anymore, or we don't wanna fight. We're not trying to fight. It's not like people gonna change for you, or you gonna change for people, but it's all about taking this person as this person is, you know, with the
Mhm.
good and bad sides, and just making better, you know, making better, building the relationship. Yeah.
So then the question becomes, how do you determine whether this is the right person to invest in? You know, and I agree with you.
That's
Everybody's
hard.
swiping,
That's
you know.
hard. That's hard. That's hard. That's hard. And I don't know, it's all about trust. Same in my business. Like, there's so many people working with me in the camp, my coaches, my teammates, management, the dietitian, nutritionist, blah 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 blah. But at the end, it's only me who is stepping the octagon and saying in my life. So I have to trust these people, you know, and believe that they are doing the best for me and for themselves in the same way. But same in the relationship. When I meet people, and this is like good advice I can give you guys. So I have it, like, I do this in my personal life, when I meet people, like, on personal level and business level. So even if I hear bad things about this person, I'm not like, I must watch out, you know. No, I'm
Right.
always like, it's zero, it's neutral, or even like little bit like on plus. And then I see it's all up to this person, how this person wants to be, how you like taken by me somehow, you know. So I always give a chance, you know, give a
Good.
chance to people. And that's the thing. Yeah, I always give chance to people, and it's all about trust. If you like, you know, not everything is for everybody, and it's simple like this.
Mm. So, okay, because you're this like beautiful girl, but you're this tough fighter, I can't even imagine what your DMs look like on Instagram because, you know,
But guys, stop sending me these ugly pictures, okay?
oh my God,
No,
you know,
but
it's
no, but no, I don't know. People are crazy, you know.
so people are sending you selfies, they're sending you probably inappropriate photos too
And videos.
and videos. Oh my God. Do you know what I would love? In a perfect world, you and I would sit on the couch with some wine and just go through your DMs.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. All of you, but please, sometimes you need to calm down. Calm down, okay?
So, okay, so I was curious because, you know, my friends and people assume that I get all these messages from guys, and I'm like, I really don't get that many, and they're usually very nice. But with you, like, you're so strong and intimidating. I kind of wonder the type of
You
man.
know what? That's the worst thing. I got hurt really bad, and I was engaged, and I got hurt really bad after so many years. And what I always expect from the person I'm meeting or I am dating, to be honest. And somehow I don't. I was like not believing in my like intuition too much, but I had my intuition was right, and I even asked about some things. They're like, no, no, no. I was like, okay, if tell me the worst true, then the lies, you know. And guys,
Yes.
let's keep it honest, you know. Let's play the open cards, you say, how we
Yeah.
say it, yeah, the cards. So let's keep it honest, you know. I like to keep it honest, and very often we are like shy to ask to do, but the conversation is the best way to get to the point where we want to be and where we should be to decide even more, you know. And that's the thing. That's the thing.
Why do you
and
think people
and
are
and
dishonest?
I feel like guys, because we like to live in this fake world, like virtual likes, hearts, comments, but in
Yeah.
real life people like, I don't know you, but and we believe in like in this perfection. I'm not perfect. When somebody is typing like commenting me, you perfect, man, nobody is perfect. But for me every day is a chance to get through the perfection, but I'm never going to be perfect, you know, visually, like, I don't know, mentally or whatever, you know. Doesn't matter what you mean
You're pretty
perfect. But
close
what does
visually.
it mean?
Let's call it what it is.
What does it mean? Ugly, fat, skinny, too skinny, uh, stupid, not stupid, like this or that? What does it mean? There is no like a global rules
Like
about
definition.
people
Yeah.
being too definition about beauty, you know. There are people who are like, oh, you're ugly as hell, you know, but some people are like, you depressed girl I met, you know. That's the thing, you know. So same with the movie. When people tell me I don't like this movie, I don't like this book, then I'm even more hungry to read this book or watch this movie, you know. Same with people. But you know what's the worst thing? Like, I feel like when you're successful women, it's hard. We intimidating guys, yeah. And
Yes.
I'm looking for a real love for a nice guy, and maybe I'm a fighter, but at home I'm an angel. I love to cook, I love to clean, I love to take care of so many things, you know. And
Oh.
and the guys are like just they're like very often I met so many guys that are like too lazy. I feel like guys should take care of the family. I know I'm a woman and I'm independent woman, but I want to be a woman. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like in life we should share, we should split, and we should share the responsibilities. But you know, like guys are like they take life too easy, you know, and they're like a mommy's boys, you know, most of the time. So sorry, guys, not all of you, but it's very
Yeah.
often. But when I hear like, oh, he cheated on me because this and that, I was like, what you've done for your boy, what you've done for your man? You were only complaining that your tips are broken, or you have to go to the hairdresser again for the fifth time this month. Bullshit, you know. It's all about giving. When I felt that I was losing my relationship, I was like, I was trying to change my ex fiance, but then I was like, girl, there are things you do wrong. And I was trying to change myself first. I changed. I was fighting for it, but at the end I saw that it wasn't going towards this direction. Finally, like I find out that there was another woman, but I did my best to change, to fight for it, you know. But at the end I understood and I saw what was going on. But you know, start from yourself. Don't try to change your partner, your lady or your man. Try to start the changes from yourself, and at the end you're gonna know if you gave everything you could to save it, you know. But so very often guys think that independent women are like tough, you know, like no, I can do it. No, but we need the love, we need the strong arm around, and even we female fighters, we need it so much. We need it so much, you know.
I
The
think you would
support,
do
the
great
love.
with a man who's like very accomplished, a very successful man, but one that is
But it's difficult to find, you know. It's
it's
difficult to find right
difficult,
now.
but
But I have so
also
many ideas. Listen, I have so many ideas. I want my boy, like, I don't want you, like, oh, even if I have a money, for example, yeah, I have some, like, okay, I invest, I have this, I have a nice car, yeah, like fancy watch. Doesn't mean anything. I need
right.
love, you know. That's the thing. And I'm getting it. But you know, like, I mean, like, in general, I spoke to some other female fighter, very famous, same problem, you know. And being independent woman doesn't mean we are like, no, I can do everything by myself. It's not like this. We still need a good money, you know. And yeah, that's the thing. That's it. The guys, they should be themselves. Like, you know, if we're getting closer, it means we like them, you know. We like each other. We like some things about each other, you know. And yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I know a few matchmakers. Maybe you would be interested in meeting them and see, you know, maybe they've got someone for you.
No, never, never, no, no.
You're like, I'll find it on my own. I got
No,
you.
I'm happy right now. I'm happy right now.
Oh, you're good right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Good for you. You know what? Good for you. I can't wait to hear more one day.
I will. I will.
Okay. So, all right. So I want to talk about your projects before we exit the show. You have so much going on now. When is this HBO special going to come out?
So next year, probably like January, February. So I'm about to release my biography, second part. I'm so sorry, guys, English readers. We still translating my first book, what was released 3 years ago. But we trying to. I'm trying. Me and my people, we trying to do our best with all the rights. Yeah, so I'm about to open my foundation. I want to help kids, and I want to be focused on it from the starting then after the New Year's Eve. But what personally, I want to be back to learning Spanish, and I want to learn salsa. I actually made an appointment, and I
Yes.
want to learn pole dance, girls.
Yes.
So it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. It's simple. It's on my bucket list to start, like, because we all have some new ideas for New Year, and mine is like be back to learning Spanish, but then you think it's salsa and pole dance. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, if you ever make it to LA, we'll have to do a class together. I'm down. I'll
Sure.
do some pole dancing with you.
Oh, cool. Cool. I love it. I love it.
And I can teach you a little bit of belly dancing if you're interested.
Heck yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely I want to be back to the UFC octagon and fight for the belt for my people, for myself, for my people. But guys, we have to be patient and wait. It's worth it to wait.
It's worth the wait. Now, what wisdom can you share to your people? You've given us a lot on this show, and I feel super inspired to even get off my butt and just go. I think a lot of people have questions about how do you power yourself? You know, like, okay,
Yeah.
I want that dream. I want to be, you know, I want to $1 million. Okay, how do I go get it? How do I wake up every morning when it's hard and it's cold and I'm lazy? How do you do it? How do you go get it?
It's simple, you know. When the coach tells me to do 100 push-ups, if I do 99 push-ups, who am I lying to? To him as well, but to myself especially. But if there is work to do, you have to put on this work. And like I said, when I'm broken, when I feel like bang, when I'm tired physically, mentally, I can't stop. I can slow down and adapt. We have to adapt to the situation, you know, but we can just say, no, I'm not doing. And so I'm always trying to fight for more. And you know what? If I feel sometimes like, oh, I have good life, I have everything, this and that, and then I go to the hospital to the kids with the cancer, you know, and I'm like, gosh, I'm really lucky. These people have to struggle. So what does it mean for me to wake up at 5 a.m. and go for a run because I have to lose my weight before the competition or do something, you know? So we should always believe in ourselves. And I remember my second fight with Claudia Gadeja, and I was losing first two rounds. And my ex-manager came to me and said, like, do something, you're losing, you're gonna lose the belt. And I fired him after this fight. I took over and I won that fight. So guys,
Wow.
even if like your closest people are not going to believe in you anymore, believe in yourself. Believe you can make it, you know, because same with me. I always believe in myself and I go for it. So guys, never lose the hope. Never lose the hope. The hope never dies. And it takes you there. It takes you there. And it took me so many years to get to the top, get paid, because I was just an athlete with no money, but with big dreams and two hands. So I was working. But guys, it's worth waiting. It's worth waiting. Believe in yourself so much.
Amazing. JJ, give us your Instagram handle so people know how to find you.
Okay, it's Joanna Jedrzejczyk, so JoannaJedrzejczyk. There is a funny story about my family name Jedrzejczyk. People, it's difficult the pronunciation.
Yes.
But DC, the Daniel Cormier, who I really love, DC Machamp, great role model for all of us, but he was like, can you spell your name? And actually I was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, I couldn't. So I have learned how to do it. So Jedrzejczyk. So yeah, check my Instagram, guys. You are more than welcome to message me, and I'm the only person who is taking care of the social media. So it's me because very often people ask, is it you? Is it really Anna? Yes, it's me, guys.
At 1.8 million followers, that is impressive. Actually,
Yes,
I'm curious. I'm going to your page now. I want to see who we have as mutual followers and see if you're friends. We got Danny Ruby, Max Griffin, Dave Lockett, Markel, Haim Ghazali. Let's see, Drakkar Close, Aviv, Matt Schnell, Johnny Walker, Alex Perez, Mike Chiesa. Are you close with any of those guys?
Yeah, I know them. Chiesa is good.
He's good. He's coming on my reunion show soon. He was great on my show. Yeah. And I'm so proud of him for all of his analyst work. He's really moving his way up.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay, we are so over time. Joanna, thank you so much for coming on, and truly a pleasure. You are welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
And guys, you can find me at Jenna. Guys, you can find me on Instagram at The Jenna Ben Show, also on YouTube at The Jenna Ben Show. Thank you so much for tuning in week after week. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, Joanna, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Love you all. Everything and anything is possible. JJ.